Good evening, and we're going to go back into Necromunda. So let's see what we've got. Right, so we've just completed a shift, and we're into gang management. Now, good old Kushtov, I managed to actually use his trying to remember what the phrase is. It's the Neuro Doodle, which gives me loads of XP. So we're potentially going to hopefully get him up to level, well, at least 9 today. So now, what I have noticed at the moment is that if you hit level 10 and you haven't actually applied your max stat upgrades, you lose them. Now, I don't know if that's intentional, but it is evidently happening. So we've just ranked up to level 9. Lovely. Melly only got 6 XP left, so we're not going to go much further with him. Lorraine, who really could have done with the XP boost, I can put up 1. Let's go for the agility. Makes them more likely to miss hits. So, and here we have the classic example. Got no unspent points. So, once I hit max, I've hit max. It appears. On the music front, we've just got a song started from Still on Spell. Of course, those of you who know your Christmas songs will recognise this one. To be fair, I am not in the mood tonight for The Holly and the Ivy. I really don't want to be listening to Christmas music at this point in the day, so right, let's see what we've got. And this better. A bit of a Atari Teenage Riot. Much more what I'm into. Not sure that my face rig can cope with the head movements I've been doing. Right, I'm purposefully leaving some of this guy's, those 2 bottom ones empty, because what I'm hoping to do is when he hits level 10, be able to give him a couple of heroics. Now, it's a bit of a risk, and we'll see if it works, but if we don't try it, we don't find out. That's interesting. I'm sure he'd earned some max stat upgrades. Perhaps going into beta mode, I've lost that. I'll go back and check the previous videos, and then if it is the case, I can report it. So, well, let's just save his mental health a bit. very relevant, to be fair. Right, I do love Atari tuners, right, but they are quite overpowering my ears. And as dropping that volume really doesn't affect your experience, I'm going to do it. So, as always, if you want to listen along to what I'm listening to, if you've got Amazon Prime, you can. It's built in, it's easy to do, and I recommend it. If you've got any music recommendations, please hand them up. So, right, let's see where we are on our missions. So we've got 260 resources so far. We still have more than the Escher Gang, which I believe is the Knuckle Boys on this one, which to me sounds like the wrong name, but anyway. Possibly not. I think it might be the Girder Posse and the Lady of Death, because those are the ones we've got 240 more than. So, we can either go and retrieve some chemicals, 5 chemical barrels, 1 salvage casket, or we can do a secure area. Now, I have a feeling that all my opposition are going to go for that one, so I'm going to go for this one. I've got a good healthy lead above them. 20 will be good. We've still got an awful lot of resources available in the area, so it's top bar on the left hand side, so we're going to try that. Right, so 2 of them have gone for that. Had a bit of a kick off. Get out of position, got themselves 80 points. The other one's got that, so I'm up against the Knuckle Boys, who are lagging. Well, they were anyway. Right, fighter deployment, they're up above that one, which is the highest, which is normally my choice of preferred position. Right, so where is that's the one down there, but our actual job is to take them out. Right, I recognise this. I had a 3-way in this area recently. Now, I'm not quite sure how this thing works, but apparently we've got 2 people in chat, but no viewers. Now, I'm still learning about Twitch and stuff. If someone's able to explain that to me, I'm really grateful. Right, let's have a look. What's his maximum initiative? He's got a maximum 116. We can't do that. Chances are that's the person he's going to go with first. And I think what we need to do possibly use the opportunity. Well, I was hoping that would not put me first, but it has. Now we've got one over there, but I'm not going to shoot at them at the moment, so let's... just confirm that I've done what I thought I had. Yeah, garrison gears makes it cheaper to go entrenched, makes AP better. Let's come to this nice position here. Let's go entrenched, which of course is now cheaper than it would have been. Go on to Overwatch. And we still have 6 AP. So we'll go vanilla because by kneeling we don't get pinned bolts. And that's there. First guy. Right, I don't appear to be as animated. The character appears not to be reacting quite as much as he used to. Apologise for that. But, brilliant. The Overwatch kicked in. That's what we wanted. The only problem is, of course, it's only kicked in once. Won't kick in anymore. So we're going to need to put somebody else over that side. Let's support another long range. Again, we've won the initiative. Brilliant. That's what we want. Correctly, I read that as 35 on the movement. Right. I think we've gone too far. Let's come back. Yep, I want to kick entrenched out. They're very yelly tonight, aren't they? Right, have we got field scan done? Not that I saw. Let me just go through that again. Update level of the shooter. First successful one of each. Done. Right, so let's do field scan. Just help the hit chance, won't hurt the AP because we're already where we want to be. Right. But I think we're back a bit better. I'm using quite an old creative webcam. I mean, it was very good for its day, but now it is getting a bit old. And I have a feeling that might be some of my problem, is that it's not that good. But now that's just cheating. Turn 1, getting healed. I don't even have a decent hand-to-hander to take you out with. I do actually. I've got a couple of the lay mechanics, and them with their, especially Hysnaps. She's got heroic capabilities, so 10 to 1. He does another one. Come on. Hey, gotta love AI bugs. Great, actually good. At times it's funny. I find it funny. So. I have to thank my daughter today for helping me reorganise the playing area. Build a new desk and got a whole load of stuff in it. Very helpful. Very lucky that she is quite so. Right, that's interesting. That's very expensive for a single left-hand kit. Right, so daring has a high chance of graze. All musically, we've got Silk Clan by Halfman Half Biscuit. Really recommend listening to this. It's just a brilliant song. My mate, who I used to share a house with, recommended it to me. But to be fair, he introduced me quite heavily to Halfman Half Biscuit. And right, so what we're having here is an issue where the AP cost is greater. It wants to charge me 45 per hit and it's not. This is a known bug. It's quite a pain, but it is a known bug. I do use my gambling videos, the reason I started them, to actually support the development team on this. Because I think they've done a reasonable job so far, but it does need some more work. Well, let's disengage because I can't actually. Oh, I should double check for two-handed. I may have pulled the two-handed out of that. But it's too late. So, right. Right, who are we going to go for next? Welcome, viewer. As I say, this is, if you ever watched Public Volume, I did this very much like the main character from that. And his Hatch character, which he's just broadcasting out to the outer world to see if anybody reacts. Ah, wonderful! We have a friend. Oh, I've bought somebody out with absolutely no secondary weapon. So luckily, trade is basically free, so let's get that off them. Right, so what are we going to do next? May as well disengage, not going to hurt. Hello, mate. Right, give me a minute. I just need to sort the volume out because currently I've got Slipknot screaming down my ears. Well, let's try that. How's that? You hear me all right? Okay, I'm going to go with a no there. Right, let's try that. Can you hear me? No, that's my problem. I will try and sort that out. What's the best channel to stick you in? Let's try that one. Stick that in there. Right, can you talk to me? I can now. Yes, lovely. It's alright. In order to be able to isolate my music I'm listening to from the streaming, I've had to set up quite a complicated system. But God bless a company called Voice Meter, who are German, for their technology that is donation one. And I have to say, it works really well. So I have you in my headset and I can guarantee that although everybody else there in the world can hear me talking to you, they can't hear you. Yep. Yeah. So can you still hear me online or not? Yep, that's absolutely fine. That's brilliant. That's just about really good to hear. It took me quite a bit of doing because there's the whole bloody licensing issue over music. Well, the interesting one here is that this is okay. So Twitch is owned by Amazon. Who you still work for? Oh, okay. You did work for a while. Yes. It is, yes. The spread weapons really are at their best when you've got multiple targets. Otherwise, they're pretty weak. Did you ever play this on tabletop? Yeah. You got the funds to get it online? Yep. Well, if you do, I'm really looking forward to trying it multiplayer with somebody. Yeah. Yeah, I've so far, I've talked to a few of the other people who are streaming. The only reason I'm streaming is I started off, got the game, really enjoying it, but it's got bugs. So I thought, if you like it, what do you do? I'm talking to Sophanor. Oh, sorry, darling. I've just thought I'm quite loud. Sorry, darling. Yeah. Oops. I'll try and be a bit quieter. So, yes, I thought I'd record it, so I worked out how to do screen capture. And from that, of course, typically, the first time you do screen capture, you get no errors. So I ended up with an hour and a half's worth of gameplay. Thought, well, what do I do with this? So that's why I ended up starting to post to YouTube, and then the next step from that was, I also playing in a Blood Bowl 2 league. You got that one? Got it installed at the moment. If you fancy joining in, did you ever meet my mate Scouse Dave? Before I lived with down Kent way. I've lost you, I'm not sure if that's me or you. Brilliant. So, do you remember Scouse Dave from Kent? I don't think you met him. But him and a few mates run a league, if you're up for it. It basically sort of involves a game a week, maybe 2 games a week, depending on how fast everyone does stuff. Well, believe me, yeah, we've got one of the players in Japan, and another one in America, and a few in England. So, you know what? Odd hours isn't the problem. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I love it when they do that. Doing so much damage that when it's their turn, they've got tracking damage and they fall over. I have to say, this is stupidly beautiful. Yeah, the whole concept of being able to move anywhere and line of sight being the most important thing. Yes, I'm really impressed. I accept the AI, and hopefully you'll see in a bit when we're playing, is the AI at times is absolutely stupid. But hey, I understand they did another game beginning with M based on the Warhammer that I think you own. It's good, but carry on. Squash things. Yep. Yes. 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 That makes sense. But I can also see it being quite annoying if you worked really hard to gain control of the sector or whatever, and you then end up with an overpowered team hitting you. Yeah. So, does the original board game have that capability? To have sort of an overpowered team to take out someone who's unbalancing the game, you say? Yeah. Yeah. It's a big difference, isn't it? It's an automated decision rather than an agreement between the players. Yeah. So. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. End. Yes, I'm going to have to quickly bid you adieu. I'm afraid I need to go and sit through. So, what I love about this game is the fact I can move it. I can just stop. Absolutely, yes. I know there's a lot of people complaining that it's not, what's the word, very action-based. The thing is, actually, the headphones I'm wearing at the moment are the ones she bought me for our 5th wedding anniversary 5 years ago. And they are really, really good. They're Turtle Beach ones. And yeah, you know what? I put them on my head, I can't hear anything. Yeah. Right, that should have taken more damage off him than it did. Oh, he's got Bulwark, which is a ability, and sort of halves the damage. Didn't do any damage during that time. Yes, it did. It really is taking a bit of time to get him down. No, I loved this game as a tabletop. Do you know what I found today while sorting out the house? Some of the original plastic models for it. No idea where I got. Well, I know where I got them from. Just no idea how long I've had them. So yeah, yes, yes. I've got to say, I love the maps that they've done for this. It's got the atmosphere, you know, the little bits of dripping um, water, yeah, it's just brilliant. You can't fault them for the atmosphere at all. And to be fair, I must be enjoying it. I've just realised I've got over 100 hours on this. Yep. Yes. I'll tell you what, we may get onto a map where you look at it and you go, that has been designed based off the original terrain that was provided with the kit. Remember that the paper, cardboard stuff? One of the maps, you look at it and you're going, that's the same stuff. Absolutely. Yeah, it does. I mean, let's look at that. It's ridiculously beautiful. What really has got me interested is, having been playing Blood Bowl 2, yeah, the level of character personalisation in this. And it's basically, this is written by, or distributed by the same company as Blood Bowl is. So, yeah, so it's not the same guys writing it, but it's going to be distributed by the same. I really hope they bring the same level of customization. It'd be lovely to be able to customize each of your individual characters. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the problem with it. In a way, considering, and you've got to remember, of course, it was 2015 that was released. So, no. Blood Bowl 2 is coming up to 6 years old. Have you heard much about the new rules they're proposing? Yeah, well, so they've already said that Cyanide are going to align the computerized rules with the tabletop, which is why they're delaying releasing BB3 to coincide with the tabletop. Yeah, so originally BB3 was due out November this year. Yeah, and they then decided to delay it. And I think that's more to do with Games Workshop deciding to delay the tabletop version than anything else. Yes. Yes. Oh, that's expensive. Right. This mode that I've just bought up, I love this. This is the strategic view. It really reminds me of the tabletop. Yeah? And there's a little part of it, I can't prove it, but I believe that what we're seeing here is what the AI sees. Because there are times where they hit obstacles that aren't on this map, but are on the other one. And if I was building the game, I would have, this is almost like the logical thought map. Yes. And, sorry. Yes. Absolutely. And this is the other one I love. It highlights all the really interesting things on the page. But no, yeah, it's the AI at times is a bit but I understand that when what's the name called? Sorry, the Warhammer based tabletop one that they did begins with M. Moratime, that's it. When that was first released, there was an awful lot of complaints about the AI in that, I believe. And it just basically doing stupid stuff. Now, what I find interesting, and it's been a long time since I played the tabletop game, is the number of buffs available at different times in this. So I've just applied another buff to that guy down there. It is possible to find out what you've got. You can see the list at the top. He's got 7 positive, 3 negative. I've yet to work out what the rest of those icons mean. Yeah. The one with the eye and the dagger in means he's on Overwatch. I know that. So yeah. I think it's meant to be like a flag. Right, so we're in stance. Do you remember from the episode, were there rules about when you stopped near like a zip line or door or whatever, that you couldn't be within a certain distance of it? Yeah. So I'm assuming then that the reason in here for... Oh, God, he's just killed Hysnaps. Oh, you're going to have to pay for that, mate. The reason for it in this game, I believe, therefore, is to do with animation and graphics. So if you stand too close to one of the zip wires, it will tell you that you're in a danger zone. Right, how many have we got left? Yeah. Yeah, it's almost to stop a... Now, that guy has just done him in. He's had 4 one-shot kills in the last 2 games. Yeah. I'm getting close to top level with my characters. So 10 is the top. Again, we're on a... I don't know if that was the case in the board game. Yeah. Do you have the rule set? Yeah. So my brother-in-law is now the Games Workshop manager for Wolverhampton. He started working in Brom, and he's now working in Wolverhampton. I've been trying to persuade him to let us see the pre-release rules for Blood Bowl. Of course, I've got nowhere with those requests. But hey, if you don't ask, you never get. Right, so I think there's one of his... That's 3 dead bodies, so there's 2 of his team left. No? That's 4 dead, 1 alive, isn't it? Yes. We've got to find Vark. Yep. And I need to find out whether I'm carrying an adrenaline pen on anybody, because I really don't like leaving one of my people behind, so to speak. This game does have permadeath. I lost a character. I won the round. Yeah. No. I won the round and he was not upright at the end. So I was then in a situation when, at the end of it, it basically said he didn't recover from his injuries. So, no. No, but I think you've got to have consequences or else it doesn't work. You know. Right, got a bit of a problem here because that guy is not actually visible to this one. I do love. Oh, I do love the animation for the zip lines. It's just mildly entertaining. Right, so why can I not go any further up? Oh, hold on, what did I just see? Did I just see a jump option? No. Yes, I did, but I've not got enough. Not going to let me jump. Blocked by debuff. Ah, that's because I've just walked into that trap. And that's given me a debuff. Right, so let's hide behind something and shoot him. Yeah. But first of all, it would help if I reloaded the gun. As he's only got the one guy left, I know he's going to have the next turn. So right, grapple shot increases overwatch, which has no real benefit at the moment. At this range, what we really want is a nice double shot to the head. And we didn't get the critical, which means that we didn't get the extra 25 AP. So he's lugging a flamer, isn't he? There are times where the AI really is stupid. I had one last one. He lost half his health to his own throwing grenades. Just kept throwing grenades at himself. So, other than gaming and stuff, how's the world treating you at the moment with stuff? Oh, congratulations. Brother or sister? Oh, that makes sense, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, tell me about it. We're actually in lockdown at the moment. Somebody at the daughter's school has been tested positive. So the entire year has been sent home, and so she's home for 14 odd days. Yes, to be fair, actually, she during the first lockdown, she really excelled being from home, and did really well, and won an award. I mean, I know that she would be embarrassed if she realised that people could identify from this. I'll try not to. Yeah. Exactly. So, and hence why the lovely little animated man. You like my house? How bad is the voice? I've got to ask because I'm using a voice mod, and it's my real voice. Is it understandable? That's my concern. Is that's fine, but I'm. It has to not be me, but it still has to be understandable. And all of the voice mods I found so far basically turn you into Marvin the paranoid android. And that's all they do. So this is a very subtle um, manipulation. Not three bad. Yeah. And that's the sort of thing that if you know me, you now know who I am. Because that's one of my phrases. And that's fine, because if you know me, I have no problem with you knowing who I am. It's the being identifiable by people who don't actually know me is my issue for the family. Now, some people have been complaining about the movement on this. You notice that I've sort of run around in a circle and actually got some of my movement back. And I'm getting it back again. It's not taking into account currently the verticality. Um, right. Actually, please, he's got 163. And the best I can do is a couple of shots. The best I'm going to take off is 2/3 of that. I suppose that's what we're going to do now. I have actually taken, so if I look in this guy's inventory, he's actually carrying 2 pistols, because I've worked out they can do more damage with 2 pistols in a round than actually using the spread weapon on one person. But I still think they have done a really good job on this, considering how complex the concept is. Yep. Yep. Right, now I don't know if this was in the game, but I love this. Shredding Frenzy. What you seen in the upgrades? Another question. Somebody, no, you already told me you didn't actually play the game, but the idea of the meeting round, is that something you recognise? Personally, yeah, I think it's quite good. The whole concept of, right, at the end of it, you get one round. Yeah, yeah. Now, the truth is, I have managed, partly due to looting, to have something in the region of 24,000 credits at the moment in this gang. Money is not something I'm having a problem with. And it really is. The other thing I've noticed, and I do quite like this one, is if you beat a gang in a round and you loot their equipment, next time you find them or you're up against them, they'll only have level 1. Whatever they can afford. Yeah. Yes. And I'm quite impressed that they do that with the AI teams as well. Because they don't need to. But actually early on a session, on an area you're playing in, it really makes sense to loot the enemy. Yeah. You do it. Yes. Ah. And of course, if you've got a very expensive weapon you have purchased and they steal it off you, yes. So, do you have Amazon Prime running at the moment? That's interesting. Okay, so that's my question. I want to know if it works. Have you? Yeah. If you click on it, what happens if you just click on? Is that what takes you through and crashes? Yeah. Yeah, but it's not. Okay, so I thought it was a really clever system. Yeah. If it works, yes. Oh, the other question. Sorry, the other question I have for you is how bad's the lip sync? Mm-hmm. Right, so that's possibly because I've purposefully given it a low processor priority. So of all the things that I'm running at the moment, if the lip sync doesn't work, that's the least of my problems. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bid streaming adieu.